Is your boat refrigerator cold enough? Are you sure? The best way to know is to monitor it with a temperature gauge with a probe. Hi, I'm Nika Waters, and on this episode of the Boat Galley podcast, I'm sharing one of Carolyn's tips and an easy way to keep an eye on your fridge temperature, as well as a helpful reader idea for when you leave your boat. Today's episode of the Boat Galley podcast is sponsored by Lunatec, makers of the hydration spray bottle, odor-free dishcloth, and self-cleaning washcloth. Lunatec offers practical gear designed to save water and reduce waste. A water bottle that doubles as a garden hose? A dishcloth that doesn't get stinky? Yes, please. Visit lunatecgear.com to learn more. Use code BOATGALLEY to save 10% on everything. Lunatec, innovative gear for your outdoor adventures. Often, with many of us on boats, outdoor adventures and boating, they actually mean having a refrigerator. And a while ago, Carolyn wrote about monitoring the refrigerator temperature with an inside-outside thermometer. With an inexpensive battery-powered unit, you can put a wireless remote sensor in the fridge and then see the temperature without having to open the fridge. That idea came from readers Jim and Barbara Schell. And then another reader, Bill Culbertson, shared an even further refinement. Bill uses a similar unit, but with one difference. Bill says, "The unit I got keeps a min-max, so I can check to see how cold and how hot the fridge got since the last time I reset that min-max. This is helpful for fine-tuning if I have the fridge at the right setting. This is invaluable when I'm away from the marina to determine if a shore power outage or other problem caused the fridge to heat beyond food-safe temperatures, so I know to throw something out which isn't safe to eat or drink anymore. I used to take perishables home after a weekend of boating because I couldn't be certain they'd be good for our next outing if I left them on the boat. I don't do that anymore. I just check the max on the galley unit upon arriving to confirm that the perishables are okay, and then I reset the min-max." What a great idea for anybody who isn't aboard full-time. Carolyn and Dave's wireless thermometer has the min-max function, but she'd never thought of using it that way. Of course, the model that they have, which worked well for years, isn't made any longer. Two things about wireless two-zone thermometers. One, some work much better than others, and cost has nothing to do with how well it will work. And two, you have to follow the instructions perfectly to get them set up. And yeah, you really do have to open the instruction book. Many people complain that the humidity sensors on the less expensive units are not accurate. Note that Carolyn has never really been looking for humidity information, and so it didn't bother her if it didn't work so well. All she really cared about was if the temperature was working well. You can buy a wireless indoor-outdoor thermometer with a min-max at most hardware stores, home improvement stores, and big box stores. Just make sure that it has a min-max if you want to use it as Bill does. Before buying one, check reviews. Use lithium batteries for the longest life. They also do much better in the cold inside the refrigerator, so they are definitely best to use in the remote. I can't wait to share an anchorage with you when we don't have to worry about our refrigerators because they're working well, because we know how cold they are. And we get to toast to this incredible lifestyle that we are so fortunate to be able to live. Thank you so much for listening to the Boat Galley podcast. We love hearing from our listeners. We love it if you let us know that we actually have helped you make boat life a little bit better. Have the most spectacular week.